I'm gonna tell you a story like about how I became homeless in Albuquerque, and this was when I was in the Job Corps, like back in 2000. Oh, was it 2002? I think, yeah, 2002. It was, and it was back probably about, I think, in May. I was just about to graduate from my electrical wiring class, and I got done taking all my classes for like my GED, and I ended up taking all the tests and all that, and I ended up passing all of them. I like got like 95% on all my tests, and like I remember when I got kicked out and what I got kicked out for, and when I got kicked out, they ended up calling me to the office and like, you know what, you're not going to be able to stay here anymore because you ended up breaking one of the rules. And I'm like, okay, well, what do I do from here? And back then, you know, being 23, I had so much pride that I didn't want to call my dad, and I didn't want to come back as a loser and like not getting anything and coming back with my hands with anything, you know. And so I ended up staying at one of my friends' house that ended up graduating from that program, the Job Corps. And so I stayed there for about a week, and he is like, hey man, you can't really stay here for that long. And I'm like, well, I know, I knew it was like just a temporary. He was like, he had a 1-bedroom apartment, and I was sleeping on his couch, and during the day he would have like all his fucking family come, and I ended up finding a job. And when I found that job, it was working at a Giant. And at that Giant, I ended up making some really good, cool-ass friends over there. And, you know, you kind of, like, really look back at things and how things ended up, you know. And so, like, anyways, I was, like, living at my friend's house. Or not his house, but his apartment. And so he told me I had to move. And, like, all my shit was in like 2 big black trash bags, and so I was like hauling these 2 big black trash bags every fucking where I went, and it had like all my clothes, my books, and some of my shit that I had, and I ended up moving under a bridge. Man, I really remember those days when I was like living under that bridge with 2 big plastic bags, using one as like cover and the other one as a fucking pillow. Man, it was really like I've never thought I could go any lower in my life. I didn't have anybody with me. I didn't have anybody that gave a fuck. But at the same time, I was like looking for a job, and I did find one. I found it at Giant, and when I was with them, I worked probably about 4 or 5 months, and I ended up telling them. They're like, "Well, where do you live?" They always wondered where I lived, and they're like, "Oh, you know, I didn't really want to tell them." Because I was too ashamed to say I live out in underneath the fucking eye, and the eye is like this central where they had all the highways connecting all these freeways, and so I just didn't want to tell them, oh yeah, I live under the eye, you know, and so I ended up taking a shower like every other day at this Boys and Girls Club kind of thing that they had out there, and I'd pay like I think it was like $5, and you could take a shower and you know, just get a haircut, and it was kind of cool. And after a while, I ended up finally saving enough money to finally get my own apartment. And when I got my apartment, that was like the fucking most happiest day of my life, because like I was living and I didn't even know what was gonna go on the next day, if I was gonna get mugged or if I was gonna like just get beat up for my shit, you know. I always look back living under that bridge and see